Sedona, an incredible place that usually looks something like this. I just got back from Sedona, and unfortunately, my trip looked like this. Which is bullshit. Sedona is a place that usually is known for its amazing weather. Something like 278 days of sunshine a year, very little rain. I went there for a wedding weekend and brought my camera because I wanted to capture some photos and envision this beautiful desert scape with landscape photos that would match what I took along my Big Bend adventure. Didn't happen though. Instead, it felt like I was in the Pacific Northwest. It was rainy days, cloudy, foggy, which ended up being kind of cool. But it was not what I expected, so this is my excuse for mediocre photos. We started off, of course, like I start every trip, finding a good coffee shop. Freeform is hands down best coffee in Sedona. If you go to Sedona, go to Freeform. But then I went off and explored a little bit. So I went over to Deer Mountain, which is just a very brief little hike up a hill. Basically, you're on top of a butte and can walk around the butte with 360-degree views of the area, overlooking everything. Beautiful little hike. Ended up being probably the best weather I had all weekend. After that, I came back. I think I went to Freeform again and decided to try to hit Devil's Bridge, which unfortunately we got completely rained out. I mean, no chance of going anywhere. It was way too wet. So we had to wrap up the day and ended up hiking up to the airport loop, which is another butte, sort of like Deer Mountain, where the airport's actually on a butte. And there's a little trailhead where you can walk around, get 360-degree views of the area. And we tried to capture a cool sunset, but it was mostly overcast, very little color. I woke up to one of probably what was the coolest looking scenes just behind the hotel. As you can see, the clouds weaving in and out of the bluffs were super interesting. I took a panorama that's way too big. I mean, look how much detail is in this. So if you ever need to print something like on the side of an entire building at 300 DPI, let me know. I'll license the photo to you. Obviously spent some time at Freeform again. And then this time we were able to succeed and hike the Devil's Bridge via Mezcal Trail, which this is one of those hikes where you get to the sort of apex, the big deal, Devil's Bridge, and there's a line of like, I don't know, 40 or 50 people waiting to get their picture taken on it. So I took 2 quick photos of the bridge. They're underwhelmed. Everyone has the photo. But it was a really fun hike. Still definitely recommend doing it if you're in town. And then we went to the wedding. Now, the last day, Sunday, we had a flight out of Phoenix at noon, so we started with just a very quick hike through Boynton Canyon, which was a lot of fun. You basically run the perimeter of this canyon and a resort and spa, which is kind of, this is why I wish it was a national park, because then you could, don't worry about it. So despite my mediocre photos, Sedona is an incredible place, and if you haven't been there, you should absolutely consider going. It feels like it should be a national park. It looks just like Zion without, a shuttle to get in and out. And my understanding is because it was settled so early, private property owners have been involved and it hasn't become a national park. But be ready to be surprised by the views. Oh, one other recommendation. Not from this trip, but the trip before, we hiked up Bear Mountain for sunset, and I still think this is hands down one of my favorite Sedona experiences. Bear Mountain's a relatively moderate hike, just short enough for you to be able to get up and down before and after sunset, but has incredibly rewarding sunset views. There's a lot of trails that I still haven't hit that are on the list for next time, but Bear Mountain is still one that stands out. So that about wraps it up. It was a very quick weekend. I need to go back. There's so much more to explore. But I'm also going to leave you with some footage that I had nothing else to do with, which is this ridiculous thunderstorm as you're flying home. I've never seen so much lightning or been in a plane that close to it. Thanks for watching.